Claire Rayfield was only 11 months old when she took her last breath, April 24, 2015, a day her mother will never forget.
I get to the hospital and my stepdad and a social worker were waiting for me in the emergency room doors, and I just remember screaming, "Is she alive?" And the social worker kind of shook her head.
Shayna Rayfield says her daughter died after being put down for a nap at her daycare. The provider put her in an adult bed rather than a firm bed intended for a baby.
When she laid down on her side and her head rolled over, it created this air pocket in the mattress. And so Claire was rebreathing the same air in over and over again, and it became poisonous with her, and she never woke up.
Claire died on Shayna's 31st birthday. Months passed while Shayna grappled with what to do. She ultimately filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the child care provider. She settled and then took the money and donated it to the Children's Hospital that tried to save Claire.
And it just kind of continued on from there. And so went from child care advocacy to more safe sleep advocacy, and then working to see how I could help support families.
In her prevention effort, she got involved with ASTM International. It's an organization that helps set voluntary standards for all kinds of products we use every day: concrete, roofing, fabric, medical supplies, and since 1973, consumer products. That's when the Consumer Product Safety Commission, a federal government agency, asked ASTM to establish a specific consumer products committee. And under recent laws, the CPSC must use ASTM standards when enacting many regulations for toys and baby products. And if the ASTM changes safety standards, they automatically become CPSC rules, unless the commission intervenes quickly.
Our job at CPSC to protect people from unreasonable, hazardous products is informed by the work that they do. Our statute requires us to defer to an industry-written voluntary standard as long as it's good enough to protect people and it's widely complied with. If that happens, we defer to it. We can't make our own rule. And so that's a lot of power in that process.
These standards get discussed and set after products are already in the market. Right now, Shayna is on a committee for wearable infant blankets, which is working on design and safety standards for things like swaddles. But recently there is controversy over one type of swaddle, those that are weighted. The idea is that putting some weight in a swaddle helps mimic a parent's hand or a hug and helps soothe the baby. But in practice, the American Academy of Pediatrics says they're unsafe. These doctors don't even want the ASTM committee creating a safety standard because it might send an incorrect message to parents that meeting a standard makes a product safe. Reports from parents in a corner made on the CPSC's website and our analysis of the agency's incident data show at least 8 records of babies who died wearing weighted sleep products.
The AAP, the CPSC, the NIH, they've all been very clear that weighted infant products are not safe. We're putting direct weight on even newborns' bodies right over their respiratory system, and that they should not be used.
As the wearable infant blankets ASTM committee continues weighing possible dangers, there is now a question of financial gain and who's in charge. A co-chair of the committee, Tara Williams, is also the founder of a weighted swaddle company, Dreamland Baby, a Shark Tank success story.
I just really struggle with the conflict of interest of people who are making these decisions. I think that if you would directly benefit financially from a certain type of product coming through, that there should be some reflection on, hey, is it ethical?
While ASTM committees welcome industry insiders because of their expertise, the organization's bylaws require chairs to be impartial. But Shayna and others have questioned if that's happening. While co-chairing the committee, Williams' company made tens of millions of dollars selling those products.
It's been a contentious process that has been a couple years in the making already.
In recent months, the CPSC added weighted sleep sacks to its safe sleep guidelines, urging parents not to use them. Senator Richard Blumenthal wrote to Williams and Dreamland Baby in December, saying he was deeply concerned by the company's decision to continue selling these products to vulnerable in unsuspecting parents and asking questions particularly about claims the product exceeds CPSC standards, which he says don't exist because the standard isn't developed yet. In April, he followed up saying those claims and others were removed from the company's website without explanation, and then reported Dreamland to the Federal Trade Commission.
It seems like new baby products come on the market every day.
Also in April, CPSC Commissioner Richard Trumka issued a warning and called on major retailers to stop selling them. Many did. Trumka said that his warning reiterates what safety experts have been saying for months.
Well, I've spoken to parents whose children have died in products like this. And it's my fear, it's my great fear that I never want to have a conversation with somebody else who loses a child, knowing that I had knowledge that I could have shared that would have prevented that or could have prevented that, and I didn't do it.
We're very encouraged to see the recent actions by major retailers to cease the sale of these products for which there is no peer-reviewed evidence of safety.
And he said he was unaware of any safe way to use these products. And when pediatricians speak, I pay attention.
But just recently, the co-chair of the ASTM committee and founder of Dreamland said she plans to sue the CPSC and Commissioner Trumka, saying that product warning was disparaging and caused tremendous financial losses, and accuses the commissioner of violating a law called 6B, a statute that stops the CPSC from issuing recalls for or publicly naming specific products without manufacturer consent. But Trumka's warning did not name Dreamland or any particular brands.
We're not saddled with the same restrictions under that gag rule when we talk about an entire product category. I think there was an acknowledgement in that crafting of the law that said if the entire product category poses a hazard, we need to be able to tell the American public about it.
Tara Williams, public relations representative, said she was not available for an interview, but in a statement said Dreamland Baby proudly stands behind the safety and efficacy of its gently weighted sleep sacks, which have been on the market since 2019. During that time, we have sold over 1 million sleep sacks with no reported adverse events attributed to our gently weighted sleep solutions. But in late May, a new report of a baby dying in a Dreamland weighted sleep sack was made public just days after a meeting in which another industry member of the ASTM committee told the CPSC she's concerned with how the process is going.
It is crucial to highlight that our standards should be rooted in scientific and technical merit, free from the influence of special interests. Unfortunately, this is not the case within our subcommittee and task groups.
Well, my reaction to those were that they are very serious allegations. And so I think we should take them very seriously and make sure that they're properly evaluated. I think that ASTM or the Commission should do an investigation to see what's there and to act accordingly once we figure that out.
As the ASTM continues to look at weighted sleep blankets, Shana worries babies might be in danger as the process drags on for blankets already in the market as reports are tallied.
It feels like just point straight to the lack of infant deaths. That because there aren't a large amount of infant deaths, even though there are some infant deaths linked to these products, that because there aren't enough dead infants, that we can't keep this out of the standard. And it's really upsetting to see.